Ford and General Motors are set to take over Tesla by 2025. This sounds about as ridiculous as when General Motors led and electrified the whole industry in the quarter of number 4 in 2021 by delivering less than 30 electric vehicles. Not 30,000, less than 30. Like 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30, less than 30. This is ridiculous. This is like that 2.0. So it says Bank of America's annual car war study predicts General Motors, also known as government motors by some, Ford Motor will also surpass Tesla in electric vehicle sales by 2025. This makes just about as much sense as Gordon Johnson saying Tesla is going bankrupt, going down a lot in 2019, 2020, 21, 20. Is he still saying that? I don't think he's saying that Tesla is going bankrupt, but he still has a price target that's ridiculously low, projecting more than half loss in the stock price. That's just absurd. The industry may soon have an answer, said John Murphy, senior auto analyst for the bank's global research, who may lose his job in the next few years as his research turns out to be completely wrong. I'm pretty sure he's a smart guy, but hey, look, I think he can do better than this. Tesla's more than 70% market share in EVs could drop to closer to 11% in the next 3 years as competition increases from legacy and startup competitors. Meanwhile, GM and Ford are expected to approach 15% by then with new EV offerings. He's introducing product at a slower rate. He's talking about Elon Musk. Murphy said of Tesla CEO Elon Musk. He doesn't have a full product portfolio, so there's huge opportunity for manufacturers to shoot the gap and catch up a bit. Now, I don't even know if I should really comment on those, but okay, let's just make one thing very clear. You're saying that Elon Musk is introducing product at a slower rate. Well, what's the growth of deliveries of Tesla? 50% per year, year over year? You consider that slow? That's exponential growth. It's not linear growth, that's exponential growth. I don't think that's slow. And if you can't keep up with current demand, why in the world would you introduce new models, add complexity? Elon Musk said he's not even doing Model 3 Plaid because he's not looking to add more complexity. So why would he add a whole new model when we have too much demand right now? In the future, of course, Tesla will do that, but right now it makes no sense to do that. Now, of course, in a way that creates some opportunity for other EV makers to fill in those little gaps that Tesla is leaving behind. But then the moment Tesla comes out with a product offering for that specific segment, they will all get destroyed because they don't have the margins, they don't have the innovative culture of Tesla. They're just gonna be left behind because they're years behind Tesla. It's also delayed the launch of its Cybertruck repeatedly. Murphy said Tesla moved too slow in its expansion, which he predicts will lead to it falling behind in the coming years. Okay, maybe you might lose a little bit of market share, but there's no way GM and Ford are going to surpass the Tesla in EV deliveries. Tesla right now is expanding Austin factory, Berlin factory. They're looking at another factory in North America and potentially rumored, just a rumor, Indonesia as well. They're going perhaps directly after all the materials they need for the battery, and maybe that would be an actual factory where they would make not just batteries but also vehicles as well. So with all that expansion, how come are you saying Tesla is moving slower? It's like Volkswagen CEO Herbert Diess saying Tesla is weakening because it's growing, because it's expanding, because they're building new factories. It doesn't make any sense. One of the biggest mistakes that whenever they look back at this in 5 to 10 years, he said, is that Tesla didn't take greater advantage of the free money it could have gotten, raise much more, open capacity faster, grow much faster, and shut the door. He didn't. He didn't move fast enough. He didn't recognize what was going on in the market. He had tremendous hubris that they would never catch him. They would never be able to do what he's doing, and they're doing it. Take the word Tesla and insert GM, Ford, Volkswagen, any other legacy automaker that you would like, and it's going to actually then be true. What do you mean? Ford and GM are doing everything that Tesla is doing. Where are the deliveries? GM only has electric car deliveries in some volume in China of that little tiny golf cart, basically, that sells for a few $1,000s. Or I wouldn't ride in one unless it's on a golf court where if you crash, you don't crash into anything really. Yeah, that's, I mean, what are you saying here? This doesn't make any sense. Unless you're talking about Ford and GM, and it makes perfect sense. GM plans to spend $35 billion on EVs and autonomous vehicles by 2025 and expects to be the leading EV seller in the United States by mid-decade with 400,000 produced vehicles. Ford says it will have spent $50 billion on electrification by 2026. Then it will produce 2 million annually. It expects to be number 2 in EV sales by mid-decade. Okay, so this is what I sort of keep seeing. Remember, I just did a video, you can look back as well. Volkswagen CEO in 2018, he said that in 2020, Volkswagen will be able to do and sell cars that do everything that Teslas can, but for half the price. Well, it's 2022 now, and when I compared the specs, and you can watch that video, it's called the one where Tesla is weakening, and I compare Volkswagen products like Volkswagen ID, Porsche Taycan with equivalent models from Tesla, Model Y and Model S Plaid, and what you get for the money. First, the specs don't match up at all to what Tesla is offering. The range is just not there. The charging speeds are just not there. The battery size is just not there. The speed is just not there. The electronics are just not there. The charging infrastructure is just not there. I can keep going on and on and on and on. This sounds like a repeat of that. We're gonna look at this in 2025 and be like, yeah, you spent all this money to not get to any good place. Now, I congratulate them for spending this much money or committing to spend this much money on electrification. That's good. At least they realize now, okay, electric is the way to go. No more gasoline cars, no more diesel powered cars. Electric is the way to go. So congratulations to them for spending this much. But when we look at CapEx and capital expenditures and how much Tesla spends to make one extra vehicle compared to GM and Ford and Volkswagen, it's so wildly different. No wonder why Tesla is winning. And Elon Musk still says that Tesla's CapEx is not good. And it's already by far the best. So, competition. You know what? Instead of saying that competition is coming for Tesla, what they should really be saying is that Tesla is coming for the competition. That's what this is really about. The automakers are funding their EV investments with profits from SUVs and trucks by model year 2026. However, there will be more than 180 crossover nameplates, the most models ever to exist in a segment and 90 trucks, that competition could eat into profits even as those segments continue to represent a large slice of the pie. So here's the problem that all these automakers have. They rely on their current profits to invest into electrification, into producing somewhat subpar vehicles compared to Tesla, which if everyone could buy a Tesla, no one would be buying a GM or Ford electric vehicles at this point, or definitely not as many. So the moment Tesla is no longer constrained with their production, they will see their profits shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, and then they're gonna go red, which is not going to be good for them. So if they want to invest the money, they got to invest the profits right now, not from later, but right now. Otherwise, they're going to be shrinking and it's not going to be a good picture for them. Thank you for watching this video. If you're new here, my name is Matt Pocius. I'm a serial millionaire, entrepreneur, and investor, and the only stock that I own out of all the stocks you can buy on a public exchange is Tesla. I own other assets privately, private companies, real estate, etc. But I sold all of my S&P 500 to buy Tesla stock. And now that's the only stock that I own that you can buy on a public exchange. So I really believe in Tesla, mostly because of full self-driving. Even if Tesla makes cars that are, then this wouldn't happen. But let's assume, just for a moment, that Tesla will not make vehicles that will be better anymore than other car makers. Tesla still has full self-driving capability and development, and that's the only company that's pursuing a pure vision solution, which once they solve that, they're going to be ahead so many years ahead of everyone else that I believe Tesla will keep that competitive advantage just because of that alone. And the moment Tesla solves full self-driving, I believe Tesla stock will basically 10x. That's why I believe Tesla stock will reach $10,000 per share by 2030. That's just my opinion, not financial advice. It's funny advice, because when I look at, the first time I bought Tesla stock was in 2019. And when I look at the return from 2019 of Tesla stock to today, it makes me laugh. So that's why I say it's not financial advice. It's funny advice. It's just too funny. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.